Hi everybody, I'm Greg Fishel. Welcome to bonus weather video number 1 for this week, and we're going to be taking a look at overall trends in tropical storms, named storms, hurricanes, and major hurricanes, and see if there's been any increase over the last 29 years, actually taking a look at the period from 1995 to 2023, and then talk about some other trends that are rather disturbing, even if the first ones that I show you are not. So let's go on ahead here. This is the trends in the number of named storms, okay? So this goes from 1995 to 2023. There is a little bit of an uptick there, going from about 13 in 1995. You look at that trend line up to about 18. So there's more of these tropical storms that are being identified, even if they don't, hit a landmass necessarily. And that's simply due to the fact that we're better now at detecting these things all over the Atlantic Basin than we've ever been before. And so really no big surprise there. Now, if we take a look at the number of hurricanes during that period, the trend line is actually slightly negative. It goes from about 8 to about, I would guess, just interpolating there, maybe about 7.6, 7.7, something like that. So, I mean, not a huge decrease, but it's certainly not up, okay? Now, there are spikes, as you can see there. There are big years and there are quiet years, but overall, that trend line is slightly below horizontal. And then, if we take a look at the trends in major hurricanes, that trend line is also down a little bit, from 4 down to about maybe 3.3, something like that. So you look at that and you say, well, gee, what's all this talk about the hurricanes getting worse? Well, no reputable scientist that I know of ever predicted an increase in the number of major hurricanes, but Kerry Emanuel, a noted worldwide atmospheric scientist who's now retired from MIT, his claim early on was the fact that the strongest hurricanes are going to intensify rapidly and are going to get stronger. And if we take a look at that particular trend, then what we see is there's been a significant increase in the number of storms that undergo rapid intensification. Now, what is rapid intensification? How is it defined? Well, it's defined as an increase in the maximum sustained winds of 30 knots or more, which is 35 miles an hour, in a 24-hour period. And we've got a storm right now that is a rapidly intensifying hurricane. And last year, you may remember in October, Hurricane Otis made landfall as a Category 5 at Acapulco, Mexico, and that went from a tropical storm with 55 knots sustained winds to a Cat 5 hurricane with max sustained winds of 145 knots, and it did that in 21 hours, and the pressure dropped 72 millibars during that period of time. So it's not that the number of storms, either hurricanes or major hurricanes, is increasing. Clearly it is not, but we are seeing more and more of these storms that intensify at a very, very rapid clip. And interestingly enough, a lot of these are doing this close to the coastline as opposed to being out in the middle of the ocean, which obviously is not good because you're preparing for a Cat 1 or a Cat 2, and then all of a sudden you've got a 4 or 5 on your hands, and that can be obviously a real problem for coastal residents. So this is something that needs to be watched, but I did want to differentiate for you the trends of the overall number of storms and then the ones that are undergoing this rapid intensification. All right, there are the credits. That is the bonus weather video number 1 for this week. The next one coming up Wednesday. Next daily weather update coming up tomorrow. Beautiful day today. Enjoy another one tomorrow. Take care, everybody.